Well, aloha and welcome to another episode of Promptings Stories. And I'm very excited to be joined today by Leilani Soliven. So if this is your first time joining in to Prompting Stories or hearing about it, basically, in a nutshell, what we do is that we highlight those business owners that use Promptings, which is an online service, and what they do in the community. Today, we have the pleasure of being with Leilani Soliven. So Leilani is a consultant for Premier Benefits. And Leilani, let's just dive right into it. Exactly what do you do for Premier Benefit Consultants, and how do you help folks in the community?
Thank you, Marianne, for this opportunity. I'm a Medicare specialist, actually specifically a licensed insurance agent, and I help the kupuna in the community. So anyone who's turning 65, or if they're retiring from their job and they're losing their medical and have Medicare, I can help them transition smoothly to a Medicare plan of their choice. We are contracted with most of the Medicare plans in the state, and with two major insurance providers. I'm not sure if we can say it, but we are, the exclusive providers for two major insurance plans in the state. So we're very proud to say that. We also educate the community with Medicare topics or, basic Medicare 101 presentations. It can get really complicated. So, attending these workshops in the, whether it's Zoom or in person, I think the seniors would benefit from it, just to understand what they have or understand what they're going to sign up for.
Yes, it can be very complicated. And I've seen even promotions that come in the mail
Yeah.
about Medicare age insurances. And there's a variety of them out there. From what I've received in the mail, even though I'm not Medicare insurance age, I've been receiving things and reading them, I get confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for somebody who's elderly, who may not necessarily have all the resources of researching
Mm-hmm.
and understanding all the nuances of everything, it's important to have somebody that you can ask questions to directly and that understands what are all the rules and regulations. Because I hear there's also penalties to
Yeah.
them if certain things are not done right.
Right.
And
Yeah. So,
and is it penalties? So something that I heard is that the penalties that they get for doing something not the right way are penalties that they keep on having to pay year after year versus a one-time thing.
yeah, so it's a penalty that it's incurred if you don't enroll in certain time when you're supposed to enroll for Medicare or prescription drugs. So it will follow you no matter which plan you sign up for, that penalty, and it will a penalty that you pay for life. So it's a monthly penalty that you pay for life potentially. So it's very important to know, when you're turning 65, what and everybody have, they have their own situations, whether it's they're employed or not, or if they have a special, low income subsidy or not. They should understand their situation so that they won't be in jeopardy, you know to getting these penalties for life, which is
Mm.
scary. But yeah, it's good to understand all of that, the rules, when you turn 65.
Yeah, so there's the understanding of the rules. There's also which providers, which doctors they want to be able to go to. So those are things that you help them to navigate so that they get the insurance that is the right fit for them,
Yes,
and to where
absolutely.
it's also something that they can afford.
Yeah. And part of my appointments, Marianne, I just wanted to add that, I see if they qualify for extra benefits or see if they qualify for for the state or government to pay for their premium. So there are other programs that's offered by Social Security or the state that will help some of these seniors who can't afford it to pay for their premiums or a portion of their co-payments or co-insurance. So yeah, there's help out there. A lot of them don't understand or even know that there are any programs like that. So it can get really confusing. Like I said, Medicare is very complicated and and changes every year. So to be on top of that, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you're there helping them. And are you on all islands? Are you able to help on all islands, or how do you work?
I represent all of the states and statewide. I do have an office in Hilo, and so I am able to meet people in person on the Big Island and also on Oahu. But I'm able to work with those who are on the other islands remotely, so we can do a Zoom or phone call appointment. Or if they prefer to meet someone in person, then I can refer them to someone who's on island for that specific county.
Fantastic. So you have resources available no matter where in Hawaii they are located.
Yes,
That is
that is
excellent.
correct. Yeah.
Excellent. And in your business, there are different tools that you use to support in your business growth and the relationships that you build. One of those tools that you use is the one that we offer, which is called Promptings. Some people know it as send out cards. And what are some of the ways that you use this tool in your business?
I love this. I love sending out cards, first of all, to my clients, and they also love receiving it. So I we're on top of sending out the birthday cards. Quarterly, we send out, whether it's tips for the summer or special enrollment periods. During the annual enrollment, I send them a reminder like, hey, it's time to review your plans. Let's set up an appointment. So I'm sending them out cards so that they know what's coming up for their Medicare plan. Or if it's just a special occasion, I like to send out cards also when it's the new year. And, I will also send out sympathy cards for families that have lost a loved one. We get the notifications from the insurance providers that, my clients pass away. So I would send the sympathy card to their family as well. So, depending on the time of the year or the situation for Medicare, I'll use the cards to, reach out to my clients, and they love it. They call me, they text me, send me an email letting me know that, hey, I received that birthday card. Thank you so much. It was so thoughtful of you. And yeah, I love this program.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that I didn't think about, but like you mentioned, you get notified by the insurance company when somebody passes away, and the age group that you serve, unfortunately, that's when they're coming closer to that end of life
Yeah.
for many, just because they're in the age past, yeah, how to say it nicely, yeah,
Yeah.
it's that age group where there's a lot more that are passing away than
Right.
are, yeah. So hard time for the families, and you're staying in touch with that personal touch. And so you were saying that you get texts and phone calls and emails and saying,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Would you happen to have a particular occasion where you did send a card and it really comes to mind of how a specific person responded about that? Do you have an example of a specific card?
Yeah, actually, I think it was 6 months ago, we had a member appreciation day. And so I sent out all the cards who had that specific plan. So it was basically an invite, but a lot of people showed up for this member appreciation day, and I used this to send out cards for that as a and so by them showing up, they were so thankful to first receive this member appreciation note, and to invite them to, um, attend a quick meeting and to receive a bag of goodies. So yeah, so that was I think one of the most recent. And then, of course, during the birthdays, I always get them. I always get a text message or a phone call like, hey, thank you for remembering my birthday. So it really, seniors really love receiving cards because they only receive junk mail. So when they see this beautiful greeting card, especially if I have photos of beautiful scenery or anything Hawaii, they love it. And I actually have a client who told me that she would save it. So every time she receives a card, she would save it and she would put it in a frame because of the picture that I use in the front. She would put it in a frame, and that would be her picture for that period until she really receives another one from me. So I
Oh,
thought that was cute.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
hadn't heard that one. That is wonderful. That is
Yeah.
wonderful. And that's so true that what they typically get in the mail are those bills and those advertisements. Even my mom, she lives in an elderly community.
Uh-huh.
If I don't remember to send a card on a very regular basis, as in a
Yeah.
couple times a week, I
Yeah.
hear from my mom that she didn't get anything in the mail in a couple of days except for junk mail.
Yes.
Did I forget about her kind of thing? It's like, no, no, no. It's like there's delays in the mail.
Yeah. Oh, they look forward to the cards. So I think, which is a good thing, they keep me on my toes because they look forward to their birthday cards or, their quarterly cards from me because I know if I don't send it out, they'd be like, hey, I didn't receive a card from you this time. So, so they're keeping me on my toes.
Nice, nice. So you're staying top of mind with them because they know they're going to be getting a card from you and they're looking forward to it. It makes something, for them to be excited about, to go to the mailbox for, instead of
Yes.
opening the mailbox and finding something that is not so exciting. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, let's share with everybody a little bit about what promptings is, just in case it's their first time hearing about promptings. So I have a very short video to share with everybody, and let's go right to it. Yeah, so that was just a little overview of what Promptings is about and how it got started. And I want to say thank you, Leilani, for being today's guest on Promptings Stories. And for those that are in the audience, whether you're watching the video or listening to the audio, you can reach out to Leilani with any questions that you may have about Medicare. Maybe you know somebody who's getting ready to retire from a job, or somebody that needs some help in maneuvering through all the insurance questions that have to do with Medicare at a certain age. And you can reach her on her cell, which is 808-478-1137. So again, that's 808-478-1137. And if you have questions on anything else, feel free to reach out to me. And Leilani, once again, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you came on as a guest and shared about what you do and about the stories of the impact that you're making in the lives of those that you're serving, because you are basically the community that you're working with, the elderly, is a very special group, to where there's special needs, and they also have a lot of stories, and they are the people that a lot of people push aside, unfortunately, when
Yes.
instead we should be hanging out with them more and listening to their stories, the lessons that they've learned in life. And they have so many golden nuggets to share. And I'm glad that you are providing a service to support them, to where there's certain things that are not that easy to maneuver, but you're making their life much easier by helping to take care of that for them.
Well, thank you, Marianne, for this opportunity. Yes, you're right. Every time I meet with the seniors, they do have stories, and some of them they look forward to interacting in person. I love what I do, and I'm very blessed to be in this industry to help these seniors. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Leilani, and everybody have a wonderful day. Until next time, hui ho.
Mahalo.